All right, this unit is statistics. Statistics is a collection of data, like the presidential election. That's a collection of data. How do they collect that data? People vote at polls. They have electronic machines that they go and vote on. Why else would we collect data? We do it at Moss Bluff Middle School a lot. We collect grades. A grade is some data. What else do we do at school data? Behavior is kind of data tracked. Your attendance is data. What about when y'all voted for PBIS Free Dress Day themes? Remember at the beginning of the school we voted for that? That's statistics. We collected data and everybody voted for that. What else? Lots of different things. Today we're just going to be learning about the definitions of population and samples. What do you know about a population?
It's the total amount of people in one area.
A total amount of people in one area. So you could have different types of population, like the population of Moss Bluff Middle School. What other kind of population could you have? The what?
Animal population.
The animal population, okay. Huh? What other kind of people population? Moss Bluff Middle School. What other group could the population be? By school? What about by town? Moss Bluff, Louisiana. That has a population, doesn't it? What else? Other kind of population? Louisiana, the state. What other kind of population? The United States. Canada. The whole world. Those are populations, the group. Sample, if I was to sample a bunch of different cakes, am I allowed to eat all the different cakes, the whole bit of it? You're just taking a bite out of each cake, right? And tasting it. Sample is a piece of the whole population. Like Miss Adams' class. The people in here right now, are y'all everybody at Moss Bluff Middle?
No.
The population could be Moss Bluff Middle, but the sample could be Miss Adams' class right now. That's a sample because it's only part of Moss Bluff Middle. Or Moss Bluff Middle could be a part of Moss Bluff, Louisiana. Is everybody in Moss Bluff at Moss Bluff Middle? No, there's other people involved. All right, so we're going to talk more about these two words. So first, find my board. Oh. Samples. A sample is a subset of an entire group. It's just part of it. It refers to a portion of a group with specific characteristics. Data collected from samples is called sample statistics. Okay, my little definition here, it's just part of a group. Sample is just part of a group. An example of a samples is the vowels in the whole alphabet. The whole alphabet would be the population. The sample could be the vowels. What else could be a sample of the alphabet? What's those other letters called?
Vowel.
What are they? Consonants are a sub-sample of the alphabet. Anybody have any other examples of a sample? What about numbers? We could break those apart All the numbers in the world could be the population. What could be a sample of them?
20.
The numbers in the 20s. Huh?
Double digits.
Double-digit numbers. Odd numbers. Even numbers. Multiples of 3, baby. Or multiples of 5. Those are samples of a population. Population, when collecting data, the population refers to the entire group. Data collected from the entire population is called population statistics. Okay, so an example, the alphabet is equivalent, the whole alphabet is the population, while consonants, is consonants the population or a sample?
Same.
It's a sample within the population. And words that I use to remember population is the whole group. All right, so these examples here, they're giving us a population, and we have to try and create a sample piece from that whole group. So they said the whole group is, the whole population is people living in a specific neighborhood. So how could I just break that down smaller, the neighborhood down smaller group? What could I say?
People live in a certain house.
What kind of certain house?
A red house.
People that live in a red house. That is a sample. What else?
People who have fences.
People who have fences. Love it.
People that live in a brick house.
People that live in a brick house.
A two-story house.
People that live in a two-story house.
People that live in a mansion.
People that have a dog. People that have teenagers.
People have a car.
People that, well, I hope these days everyone has a car. People that have a garage maybe, because some houses don't.
Not a backyard.
People that have a pool. People that have
Sports car.
are a sports car. Cool. Those are all samples of the population. You can just write elderly people, or you could write one of the ones we listed. People with a pool, people that live two-story houses. Those are all samples of the whole population. Number 2, if our population is families with children, how can I break that down into a smaller sample? What you got? People with teenagers, families with teenagers.
Families with just boys.
Families with just boys, I like it.
People with twins.
Families with twins, that's good. Families with
Two kids.
just girls. Families with kids with only blonde hair. I'm sorry? Whoa, with triplets. Families with only one child. Those are all samples of the whole population. Okay, the next population is seniors at East High School. How could I break that into a smaller sample? What you got?
Seniors that play football.
Seniors that play football. I like it.
Rude. They can be rude.
Seniors that are rude, okay?
Seniors that don't play sports.
Seniors that don't play sports.
Seniors that play baseball.
Seniors that play baseball.
Seniors that are popular.
Seniors that are popular.
Seniors that make only A's.
Seniors that make only A's.
Seniors that do cheer.
Seniors that do cheer. Or seniors who drive their car to school. All of those are examples of samples. Is mine the only right example? No, there's tons of them. Okay, now we're going the opposite way. They're giving me a sample. I have to figure out what the whole group would be. So the sample, they said, children who play football for the YMCA. What is the whole group there, Caden?
Like, like a school or a school.
Children at YMCA.
Even
The YMCA.
the YMCA, members of YMCA. People of YMCA. That's the whole population. Number 5 says, students who were on the B honor roll for the first 9 weeks. So they had honor roll with straight B's. What would be the whole population of that?
The student.
What kind of students?
Everyone
High
that
school
goes.
students.
Students
who made honor roll.
Students who are in the
Middle school
first 9 weeks.
students.
Be honor roll.
What?
Students who were in the first 9 weeks.
Students enrolled in the first 9 weeks. All students in the first 9 weeks. Number 6 says, households that have cable in the Riverside apartment complex. What's the whole group there, Kaden?
All the people in the Riverside apartment complex.
People at Riverside, or households at Riverside apartments. All right, a statistical question. A statistical question is one that can be answered with data that varies. So if I told y'all to raise your hand if you're riding the bus home today. Go ahead, raise your hand if you're riding the bus home today. Okay? Quite a few of you. You can put your hand down. Do you think that is going to be the exact number come tomorrow?
No.
No, you might not be riding the bus home tomorrow. It could be the same, but it's probably going to vary day to day, right? If it's raining outside, maybe your parents will come pick you up. So that varies. It's a question that varies. Even if I asked, raise your hand if you have black hair. Couldn't technically that vary tomorrow? Couldn't somebody dye their hair black and that change tomorrow?
Yeah.
It kind of can vary. All right, so we have a chart here, and they're asking us a statistical question. And we need to figure out how we could go about collecting that data. The first question says, what do 7th grade students want to do for Fall Festival? So if you were in charge of Fall Festival, how would you go around and ask people, where could you do that at?
you could like go to the classroom and look and like.
So Mr. Fontenot's going to let you interrupt all the classes? That would be nice of him.
At recess.
At lunchtime.
At lunch, you could poll at, are you going to all lunches? What lunch do you go to? Poll at 7th grade lunch. Well, is that data going to be a population or a sample statistics? If you polled at 7th grade lunch,
Popular. Sample.
why is it a sample?
Because you're only doing 7th grade. not-
Because you're only asking 7th grade. Are you asking the whole school? And chances are you're probably not even asking all the 7th graders. Okay, the next question. If I wanted to know what the average grade on a semester exam in Miss Johnson's class was. So let's pretend that's Miss Adams' class. And I wanted to know what the average grade was. Where am I getting that data? Oh, but I am Miss Adams, so where would I get that?
From the grade.
From my grade book. Well, if I pulled up my grades for all of Miss Adams' students, is that going to be a sample of Miss Adams' students, or is it going to be the population, all of Miss Adams' students? It's going to be a population. It's all going to show. I'm not. Oh, let me turn my thing off again. Try this again. This is supposed to say population. It's going to show all of the students. Well, technically it's showing all Miss Johnson's students, but whatever. Same difference. Okay, next question says, if we wanted to kind of figure out as a class, who does Americans want as their president? How could we figure that out?
By seeing who's president.
Huh?
Vote. I say who the
How can we take a poll?
vote.
You have voting machines? So, if we wanted to know how many... Yep, lost my train of thought again. Who do Americans want for president? We could call people and take a poll. Someone else said put something on social media to vote. Could you get a data from that? Yeah, you could. Okay, well, if I called people and took a poll, is that going to be population or sample statistics?
Population.
You're calling everyone in America,
Never
okay?
mind, sample.
Wow, that's cool. I think it's going to be sample because I don't think you have the ability to call everyone. It's part of America, Americans. And the last one, how many students in your school ride the bus home? Oh, I already asked this. How could I do that? Where could you do that at?
School.
We could do it at 7th grade lunch again. Or in class. I like that. Adam's class could take that poll. Well, is that going to be a population or a sample?
Sample.
I don't think just this class is going to be riding buses, right?
All of your classes.
That all of Miss Adams' classes is the only people that get to ride a bus home?
No.
Nope.
Aye.
So it's just part of school. All right, so you have the rest of class to work on homework 1, your Geo Packet 1, and actually I'm going to call your name and see if you need to finish your test from Friday. Thanks for listening and hope you make a good grade.